Back to where we stop. Okay, good. Alright, so just for the sake that that nonsense guy did not record, so back to where we started. I said, so these ones are YouTube videos and this is PyCode style. So we are going through these three stuff. So the first one is more control flows 2, and for this one we have it here, and we started with if statement, and then we have a variable x which houses an input which has been converted to integer. The input will bring out a prompt, please enter an integer, and then if you enter 42, we have some things that has been set, if statements that has been set to know if what you enter meets a particular criteria or just meets other criteria. If the input is less than 0, which means it is negative, it converts the input to 0 and prints negative change to 0. If the input is exactly 0, it converts it to a 0 itself. It just says, it doesn't convert it, it just prints 0. If the input is 1, it prints single. But if the input is like 2 or more, it uses this else for 2 or more or anything above that it doesn't fit into these conditions, and then it prints more. And then we tested it by putting the code into this. Let's just cut it by putting the code into P1. This thing don't break again. Okay. Sorry. I don't know why the network is slow now. I hope it's not planning to break. Let me pass it into less. Okay. So we have the code here, and then we have everything, and then if we test it, if we test it, we have, let's say I enter -1 negative, we have that it has been changed to 0. If I enter it again, I enter 0 to tell us it is 0. If I do it again, I enter 1 to tell us it is 1. But if I do it again, I enter 2 to tell us it is more. If I do it again, I enter 34 to tell us it is more. So the else helps us for any other thing that doesn't meet this -0 and 1 condition. So that's what the else does. So moving on to the first statement. So unlike in C that would have an increment, a starting position and all that, in Python our first statement loops over a sequence of what's it called, of a string or a list. For example, we would have a list like this list. Okay, so if we must have had this list, and then our for will now move through the list one by one. So it moved through a sequence or a list, unlike C where it just moves not based on a range that we've given it majorly. This one too can move based on range, kind of, majorly sequence and list or a string in the order that they appear in the sequence, in that order in which I type them, in this order, like it will move from 5 to 5 to 5 to 7, like that. That's the way it moves. Okay, so we have words, measure some strings. We have words, right? This word contains 1, 2, 3, 3 strings, 3 major strings, though the strings has different sizes of characters. So for W in words, if you look at this statement very well, look at what it did. Words already contains 3 of this sequence. Like I said, it contains, let's say it contains that statement word. Why is this thing not pressing again? So sluggish. Okay, let's say word contain 1 to 3. So that 4 that I'm putting in front of the words, right? And then it uses another statement called in, right? So this in is saying that I want to look through whatever is inside words. So it means that if this is what is inside words, that 4 would go through 1, go through 2, go through 3. So what is inside words is cat, window, and the fence traits, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, right? So we have to now put one word. This W can be anything, so you can give it any name for, let's say, for the words in words. Okay, so we want to know the content, or for content in words. So this one would be optional, anything you like, you put it here, and then you say in words. So this 4 will now go through them one by one. Okay, so print what W finds, right? And then look at this len function. Len function will get the length of a like sequence or string or anything. Okay, so we say it should print W. So W will now be holding, W is now the one holding the sequence. W will hold 1. The second time it is looping through, it will hold 2, it will hold 3. And then if you look at it, for W in words, the first word is cat, so it will print W, which is this guy, and it will print cat. And then it will print what? The length of cat, which is 3. The second time it loops through, it will print what? Window, because W becomes window, and window is 6. The third time it will print defenstrate, and defenstrate is 12. I don't know if you get this. If you don't, we can just quickly do one example.
Let's do an example, please.
Okay, so let's say we have, okay, don't let me do this. Let me just type it on my phone. I just hope this thing not. Okay, so we have 2 python dot py. Sorry. SBI. Alright, so we have this. So I'll say shebang user binary. I explained this user binary Python 3 to you, right?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you still understand. Okay, so
Yes.
okay, so let's say we have a variable called why is it not pressing on time now? Let's say we have a variable called Michelle. I hope I spelled it well. Alright. Michelle houses a tuple. This, once you have something like this, is a tuple. Tuples you can't change them like that. So when we get to that, we'll do that. Or let's a list. There's difference between this and this. We'll get to that. So let's say we have list of when is your birthday?
27th of February.
It's coming soon. Where are we clubbing?
Yes. But I don't club.
We have to club. Okay. What are your birthday wish? What do you want for your birthday?
A house.
A house.
A
toy house.
A car.
A toy car.
And wig.
And wig. That one is manageable. Katangwa 25. Okay.
Yes.
So you want a house, a car, and a wig. So we want to look through what you want. Let's say you have a bag that houses all these 3 things, right? So that's what a list is. Is a bag that contains all these 3 things that you want. Someone has gotten it for you. I've gotten you a toy house, a toy car, and a wig of 25. So now we want to see what is inside. We want a program to run through what is inside. So what we do is we use a for statement for, let me say, I call this one items. But items can be anything, but items will be like a basket that I'm holding to kind of pack what is inside that bag. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So let's say you have 3 eggs in that bag. Let's say your wish is 3 eggs, but 3 different colors. So item is like a basket that I've created to be picking the egg one by one. Okay, to look through what is inside your bag, to pick it one by one. Okay, so now for items in your bag, what is your bag? Mitchell's bag. Mitchell's bag. Let me change this guy to Mitchell's bag. Mitchell. Let me just add back to it. Back. It's too long because of mistake. So let me just make it Mitch. Okay, let me make it Mitch bag. I don't know, this thing has hanged. So Mitch bag. Okay, good. So for items, that's the basket in Mitch MITCH bag, and then we have this column indentation. Notice there's a space now here, or a tab. Okay, so we now say you should print.
Sorry, but that space that is there,
Yes.
this thing does it by itself. It's not me that will put it.
It depends. It's because my file ends with .py. That's why the shell knows that I'm writing a Python program. So if I just wrote it without the .py, it will still work, but all this indentation that it's happening by itself will not happen. Then I have to put it myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's something that you have to learn too for yourself in
Yeah, you
case.
need to know that there's a space or it is tab that it's used here now, right? But I can delete it and use space instead. Okay, if I use space, it will still work, or if I use tab, it will still work. So tab is better. It's just to make it nicer, because if you use two space, you might not know. So we want to print item. At the first instance, it will go through it and see that, okay, we want to print items. Items is that small bag, that small thing that is helping you pick them up one by one, right? Are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. I just turned up my mic. I'm here.
Okay.
I turned up my mic.
Alright. So, comma. So, it will, at the first loop, it will look through what's inside each bag. You see house. Item is holding house now. I printed item out. Or let me just do like this. Items alone. Okay. So, it will print it out. Go through it again. Print car. Go through it again. Print week. And then, let's say at the end, I'm done. I'll go back and then I'll just say print I am done. It's a string, so I'll put it as a string. So why I didn't put this print under this guy, I came out because this file will think it is its own. Okay, so I don't want it to think it is its own, so I came out back. So it's going to finish its own business and then come out and say I'm done. So let's see if it's going to work. So what we'll do next is we'll change it ch mode to u plus x to python. So let's run to python. Okay, so we have an error, which is let me see, name house is not defined. House is not defined. Are you okay? Okay. I know why. Sorry.
They're meant to be
It's supposed to be
this
a
thing there.
string.
Yes.
Yeah, don't mind me. That's the mistake I almost made down there. Supposed to be a string.
Also, why do you not use that learn function?
Yeah, I will lose it, don't worry. I want to first do this one and then I'll add that, don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I can still use one to still set the string. Alright, let's try it now. Can you see? It says house, car, week, and then it says I am done. right?
Yes.
Good. So let's go back here and say you should print items, and then that len function is quite simple, and we say comma, and then len is a function, so it's like this, len function, and then items again. Okay, so it will print item, and then it will find the length of whatever that item is at that point. Before it goes to the next one, it will print the car, find whatever length the car is at that point, print with, find it, right? So, and then print I am done. So let's see.
Is there a way to print three of them on the same line?
On the same line, yeah, would naturally. Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's first print it first and see, and then we'll do that, right? Let's see. So it works, right? 5 3 3 I am done, right? So let's see the let me see if I still remember. So naturally the print, when it prints the first item, print ends with a new line naturally. So we'll just eliminate that new line. That's what we do. And to do that, I think we'll say comma end equals to, and then do this. Okay. So let me see. Can you see?
Yes. Yes.
So what I did there is, so we have house 5, and then car 3, V 3, I am done. And then I am done still ended with a new line though, because I didn't put the end for the I am done. That's why this one. If not, this root would have still been here if I added that stuff to the I am done. If I do like, okay, I have opened it. If I add this guy here too. So if I do like this and do like this, can you see? Hours 5 card telling me I am done, and then root no space. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So what happens when you put a space in between in the end? If you put a space in
Yeah,
between those.
there will be space. There will be space in between it. At the end, put a space. I can say at the end, put a space and then comma. Okay, and then here at the end, put a space and then comma and then a new line. So now let's see if it works. Can you see?
Yes.
Yeah. So this one I didn't put new line, that's why it's still good. You get so that's that for that. And I hope you understand how the first statement works. Yeah.
Yeah, I understood it.
Yeah. So this one works.
But we are going to use like real life questions because I want to know when to use the for and when to use the if.
Yeah, it's different now. The two of them are different. Very they they are like, you don't even need to, it's so glaring. If is when you are you want to compare between something. For is you are looping through. You want to see the items in something. You understand?
Okay, yes, I understand.
If you have
If
5
you are
naira,
comparing,
give me 10 naira. But that one is, I want to know what is there. I want to know what are the items, right? It's different. It's like very different. Very. Yeah, very different. So, code that modified a collection while iterating over the same collection can be tricky to get right. Instead, it is usually more straightforward to loop over a copy of a collection or to create a new collection. So anyway, so we have a collection here. How's this? I think these guys are together. 1, 2, 3. Iterate over a copy. for user status in users.copy.item. This one now they are using if. This one is kind of complicated, but let's go through it. Okay, so now look at, we have users and then a sample collection. It's a sample collection housing different items. Okay, and then iterate over a copy. Okay, so I think what this copy function is, it doesn't change whatever this guy is saved at. It just gets a copy of these users. Okay, so this is like two baskets hovering over the user item. So I think these two would, user and status, so one would be for ants and one would be for this active. The other one will be for this one will be for this. I think it's getting a bit complicated, but I think they just made this guy just complicated for no reason. But anyway, it's going to be, maybe take time before you get to this point, but by the time you get to list, you get to know why we use this to. Anyway, we have 4 and we have 2 baskets like we said, and then in user.copy, so this one is like a copy of the users, and then we have it dot items again. Okay, so we now say if the status has not been declared before is equals to inactive, but okay, status has been declared here, sorry. Okay, so if this second guy, so the first, it will go the first time, it will take ants and active. So if this status, the first time it will go, it will see that status is not inactive, so it will continue. But once it gets to this place and it sees that it is inactive, that's the second loop time, it's going to delete the user. It's going to delete Eleonore, I don't know. So it's going to delete that. I don't know if it's confusing or you are getting it. Okay, so it's going to delete that, and then it's going to come to the next, go through the last one, and then it will say that it is active, then it will come to this next one. So now we now created a is this dictionary? This should be the dictionary. Okay, so we created, you are not supposed to know all this stuff now because we are just supposed to concentrate on the 4, but because I am aware of them, that's why I'm mentioning them. Okay, so they now created another variable, and then for user and status in user.items now. So they now want to iterate through the items, and they said if status equals to active. So they dealt with the inactive status and the active status. For active status, they've already created a variable down here. Okay, and what they now did is that variable, they are adding a new user called, and they gave the user status, a name called status, whatever status is, which is active. I don't know, it's kind of complicated, but that's just,
it's complicated,
but it's simple. To me it's simple, but it's just let me say, not easy for someone that hasn't grabbed it to just quickly grab. Okay, so majorly what they want to do is just to delete the inactive ones, and then the active ones, give them a new status, something like that. So it will iterate through everything, right? The first time it will iterate through this guy, see the inactive one, and then delete it once it gets there. So it iterates, these two guys are just holding these two things, and then once it will check for the second one, see that it is inactive, then delete it, and then when it sees that it is active, it gives it a new status. So basically that's it. So we are now moving to range. Okay, so basically we've done the one if one for example, and those 2 examples are still very okay for you right now. So the range function. So if you do need to iterate over a sequence of number, the built-in function range comes in handy. It generates arithmetic progression. So if you do not need to iterate over a sequence, that's what I told you. I said I don't know if you remember, I told you that we can still iterate through range apart from sequence. Probably you didn't get that. So instead of using, I told you in Python we iterate through a sequence like this, right? Something like this, and it's cool. But what if we don't want to iterate through a sequence? We want to iterate through a range. So a range, instead of saying 5, okay, let's say there's a sequence like this: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so let's say we have a number like this. Sorry. Yeah, so let's say we have a number like this and we want to iterate through this sequence. We'll just say for, let's say, n in, and then the sequence name, and then it will go through all these things. Do you get?
Yeah, let's do an example.
Okay.
Right.
So let's say ls 3 python 3.py. Sorry. So shebang user binary python 3, and then what else? So we'll say what are we doing? We are doing, okay, so I said, let's say we have a variable, let's call it var, and we save some guys, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and we want to, these are the things that you have inside your bath or inside your bag. Sorry, I want to iterate through them. Want to see, we'll say for items in var, right? And then we'll say print items, right? So if you do this, and then so we have all the items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? Do you understand this?
Yeah, I'm watching what you're doing.
Okay. Do you understand? I didn't say you're not watching.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So what if we don't have this variable that houses that your basket, but we want to iterate from 5 to 11? That's a range. This is a range now: 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can use what we call range instead of this guy. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. So so I'll just say, instead of am I in start mode? Yes, now. For items in, now we use var. Instead of var, I'll just say range. Okay, and then like this, and then I can say range. If I just specify, I can say 5 to 11, but I won't say 11, I will say 12, because the last one will not be included. I've typed the 12, I don't know. So print items, right? It's still going to be items. So I'm expecting to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right?
it print from 5 though?
You said?
From 6?
No, it's going to start from
Will
5.
it print from?
It's going to start from that
Okay.
number you specified, and then it won't just end here. And let's see. I'm right to 3. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? Did you get it? Or I could just
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
just say print. Sorry, print. What's going on? Let's go. Undo. What's this? Please enter an integer. I think I'm in the wrong file. I'm not in the wrong place now. I'm not in the wrong place. Let me delete this place. Okay, yeah. So I think that I copied that place basically. Print. This is for range. Right? So this is for range and that one is for the other one. So I do like that and say sorry. Let's do like this. So see, this is for range 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you get that? So we could also say
Yeah, but they did the same thing.
it's not the same thing.
But they did the same thing.
Yes, now they will do the same thing now. That's the point.
Okay.
They will do the same thing because that's what I'm telling you that VI3. Okay. So that's what I'm telling you that this one I purposely made it do the same thing. This one stores 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Item would iterate through var, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it will print whatever it is holding at each point. Then at this point, item will go through a range from 5 to 11 as well and print whatever it's holding. So it will print 5, it will print 6, it will print 7. Do you understand?
Yeah, so they said the one for var prints everything, but the one in range you can.
I think the one for var prints everything, and the one in range, I didn't get that.
Yeah, you can choose where you want it to start and where you want it to stop.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And then, yeah, exactly.
You must.
Yes. So, we could also have a range with just one number. Okay? Instead of this, where it's starting and stopping, we could also have it with 1 and say, let me exit the for loop and say print range with, sorry, the string. Range with one value, or one. Let me use the right time. One parameter. Okay, so and then I'll just say for items in range. Let's say I want to go from range up to, let's say 5, like they did. Okay, so what I'm doing now is saying that, okay, let's print. What do you think it will print out?
Only 5?
No. So this one will start from 0 up to 4. Remember,
oh, but you know, right?
Yeah, I think once I don't specify anything, it will start from 0. Okay? So if I only
Okay.
did this 12, it will start from 0 and stop at 11. It won't do the last one. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so let's try it. Where is it? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? It didn't do 5. Do you get?
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
So that's what range is. So we have it here for I in range. So what will I be? 0 to 4. Right? The given endpoint is never part of the generated sequence. That's what I'm saying. The endpoint. Yes? Are you asking a question? Hello? Okay, is the video still going?
You save. Did you save the one you were doing before?
No, I didn't end it.
So it's not save.
It will save. It's still going on. The only problem I have with this thing is that the audio might be bad compared to that other one. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, I'll manage it like that.
Hopefully.
I can see your screen.
Alright, so we are back to square one. I'm used to this guy. So you get that one. So now, you got to this point now, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So I was asking you a question.
Okay.
That what if you want to print and you use range 0, what will you print out?
It will print nothing now. Let's see. Let's try it out.
Okay.
Let's say I print 0 here. Can you see printed nothing? Range
Yes,
is one parameter.
yes.
Printed nothing. Yeah,
Okay.
So the given endpoint is never part of the generated sequence. Like I said, the endpoint not. So range 10 generates 10 values because of the 0, right? The legal indices of items of a sequence of length 10. It is possible to let the range start at another number or to specify a different increment. We've already done this one, 5, 10. That is, it should go from 5 to 9, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we've done that. But look at now, then they added list to it, but I'm not sure it's really compulsory because I did that. So look at this one now, it's having 3 more values. So what are these 3 values for? Okay, so range can still have 3 more values, and then we'll go into that now. So the third value now is what we're going to talk about. So we'll go into it, and then let's create another guy for. Hey, this thing don't hang again. Don't hang up. Can you see me? Hey, I don't disconnect all of a sudden, and the internet is still okay. So I wanted to create a fourth variable parameter and then shebang user.
I can't see your screen.
Oh, sorry. Forgetting that that's ended to stop. You can see it now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need a variable, so we'll just say for items in, and then we have a range, and then we say from 5 go up to 100. Okay. So it's going to print what? 5 to 99, right? Are you there? Have I disconnected?
Yeah, I'm there talking. I'm here.
Okay.
So that's
So
what
now, instead of printing 5, 6, 7, 8, I want you to print with an increment of 5. Then I'll specify it here. So it's going to print kind of like a 5 times.
I didn't hear what you said. You said instead of it to print it
Print
one by
5,
one.
6, 7, 8, 9 to 99. It's going to now print with an increment of 5. That's why I put this 5 here. Do you understand? So it's going to now be printing
Yeah,
5, 10,
yeah,
15, 20. It's now going to look like a 5 times table up to where you get to 95. So after 95, it will want to print 100, but because 100 is like the limit, it won't print 100. You get?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. So, hey, mistake. So, majorly, look at, majorly, printing the items is not our goal. The major goal for the for loop is how many times are you going, like how many times are you going to look through this thing. How many, let's say, I can say print, let's say yes. So let's say this one is, let me make it something you can count and reason. This one is 24. So it's going to do 5, 10, 15, 20, and it's going to stop. So it's going to do like 4 times, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to go 4 times. So the major thing is that it is going 4 times. Though items is housing whatever it is, it is at that point. But the major thing is that this loop is going 4 times. So if I run this thing, it means it's going to print yes 4 times. And then let's say it will print yes, and then let's just say, let me stop there first. Was it 4, 5? Can you see? It goes 4 times. Yes. So let me now do what we were supposed to do before. So let's say I now say print items. Okay, so this one will just print 4 values. It's going to print 4 times as well. For 4 values, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so majorly the loop is about how many times it is going. But another thing is that it is also holding a particular value. That is that items have been using. That bag is holding a particular item. Is that item that is enabling it to move at that particular times. I don't know if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, so basically that's it. So this one we have a range of 0, 10, 3. That is, it will start from 0, go to 10, increment by 3. So 0, the next one will be 3, the next one will be 6, the next one will be 9, and it won't print more than that. This one is minus, minus, minus. It's going to go from minus 10, increment to what? Minus 9. But minus 10 to minus 100, look at it now. Minus 10 to minus 100 will now be minus 10 minus minus 11 minus like that to this, but now it is increasing by 30. So it's going to go minus 10, increase by 30 to become minus 40, increase by 30, minus 70, increase by 30. Instead of minus 100, we won't have it because it won't go at 100. Right? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So why this one never finish? Wetin dey do am? You get a video. Okay, to iterate over the indices of a sequence, you can combine range and length as follows. Okay, so um, look at it. A, the length of A will give us how many things is inside A, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means we've said range 5, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Range, and then
Yeah.
this one will calculate up, it will sum up, and it will give us 5 because length of A is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So range 5, it means it's going to print 5 times, right? So that's why we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 lines. So what do we want to print? We want to print what? Look at this nonsense thing. We want to print whatever I is at that point. So it's going to print Mary, print add, print this, print this, right? In a new line, right? It's going to print it, and then it's going to print. Okay, yeah, sorry, is not actually printing that, because at this point now, if A was just specified here, it will have printed Mary first. Why it is printing 0 to 4 is because range 5 will print 0 to 4 naturally, right? Look at it here now. For I in range 5, 0 to 4 is the same thing here for I in range and then 5, because length A is 5, it will print 0 to 4. But in front now, we now said it should print whatever A is at index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, index 4, because I is what? 0 at the first instance. So A at index 0 will be Mary. At the second time, I becomes 1, A at index 1 becomes add, like that. Do you understand this?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm following what you're saying.
Yeah. So basically that's what happened here. Or do you still need an example for that?
Yes.
You need an example.
Just one example.
Okay.
The example is helping me to understand better, not just reading it there. Because I actually went through all these things during the class.
But you don't understand it.
I did understood.
Okay, if you understood, you should have gotten it like that. Python.py, UI5 Python.py, okay, and then we'll do sheet and then I'm hungry and dizzy. So what I'm doing, we're still doing the for loop, but this time around it has an item. So let's say you have a big bag, and that big bag contains some items, and those items include your wig, your lipstick, you have some Bitcoin, maybe like 40,000 Bitcoin, and then the private jets, right? Good. So now, so we created a for loop, and we say for items, that's a small bag that would ask them one by one. For items in, and then I say range, okay, and inside my range, instead of putting instead of putting big bag, I use range because I need to know the index as well. Okay, so I use range and I said the length of big bag. What is the length of big bag? Big bag. So the length of big bag is 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to, this length, big bag will be 4. So it means range 4. Range 4 will go 0, 1, 2, 3, which is still 4 times. Okay, so that's, sorry, indentation. Alright, so that is that. So it means this loop is going 4 times. Now, I want to print out, I'm printing out, what is it called? I'm printing out my items, which is not really items. Let me change the name to I, iterator. So I can change it to iterator, or let me just use I would have used iterator. Let's use I. Okay, so I said it should print I. If I just do this print I now, let's change the mode of 5. Sorry, this is 5. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on? This is a solution. Okay, so look at, we only have 4 times 0, 1, 2, 3 because we said, sorry, because I said you should only print that number, range, print the number that it is holding. So this one is just holding number. We've not really talked about this guy. This big bag, we only use this big bag in order to calculate the length of big bag. Okay, so to get the range, so it is 4 and it goes from 0 to 4. Simple. So the next thing they then did was that they added that, okay, now I want to print out what is inside big bag at each index, and for the indexing they just use the I because this place is 0 at that first point, so this place will turn to 0. So big bag 0 is weak. If you come again, this place is 1, big bag 1 is lipstick. So if you come again, this place becomes, so this loop is going 4 times, and then the stuff would be printing as well. So we should try it like this now. So we have the 0, 1, 2, 3. Did you get?
Yes.
I could also do like this without using the length and say, because me, I know already that it is 4 items, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 items. I'll just say 4. It's still going to be the same thing because I will go from 0. I is still going to be 0. I is still going to be 1. Still going to be 2, like that. Wait, we have something. Okay, sorry, I didn't close the stuff very well. What's going on? Did I put lane there? Is there lane there?
Yes.
There's not supposed to be lane. Because we are not getting length of anything. It's just the 4. Yep, range 4, something like this here. Yeah, now. I pressed it always, the one hand, you know. I'm not tired for this thing. Let me just reload it. Are you still there? Can you hear me? Network. So we wanted to test out this guy, and then as you can see, we still have the results. VI5 again. Let's start again. So the only thing is, what if I now put 3 here mistakenly? Let's say I put 3. It means it's going to go 3 times.
That's your screen.
Oh, okay, and I don't run now. Okay, so we have this here. I've already run this one, so let me just change it back to 4. Okay, so as you can see, we have that on the screen, right? This thing don't freeze again. I don't know that it freeze. So we have 0 to 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it worked perfectly. So what if we have, I don't know, and I just put, I don't know how many things is inside Big Bag, but I just guessed that it is just 3 items. And I remember we have wig, lipstick, Bitcoin, and jet. So if I just run it and I say, okay, print from 0, and then print Big Bag at each index, okay, at from 0 to 2, which is 3 stuffs. So if I do that and run this guy, you see, I'll have only 3, I won't have this jet. So in order for me not to just guess, because I might not know, I will just probably someone modified it and it became longer. Okay, so I won't be able to do that. So in order to do that, I'll just get the length of this Big Bag. So even if they include 20 things inside, it will help me get the length already, and then with that I can iterate through whatever is inside. This thing is freezing. I hope I'm not disconnected again. So this one has even frozen. So instead of that, we use the length to length and then Big Bag. Wait. So length Big Bag will get the length of
Your screen.
Can you see my screen now? Have you done disconnect?
No, I'm hearing you.
Okay. So yeah. So instead of that, we just do length of Big Bag. Length of Big Bag will represent the length of this one, and then it will calculate it. So this one will go from 0, because length will be a digit, to go from 0 to that particular guy, and then Big Bag at that index is being printed. Okay, so basically that's it, and if you run it, you have back our items. Okay, so basically that's what this guy does. So in most cases, it is convenient to use enumerate functions, C looping techniques, blah blah blah. So the enumerate function would I think enumerate would help us just do this 0 and this guy together. But when we get there, we'll talk about that. It's 20 happening. So if we print range 10, it's the same thing as saying 0 to 10. In many ways, the object returned by range behaves as if it is a list, but in fact, it's an object which returns the successful item of the desired sequence where you iterate over it, but it doesn't really make the list thus saving space. We say much as an object is iterable, that is suitable as a target for function and constructs that expect something from which they obtain successful items until the surprises. We are saying that the first statement is such a construct, while an example of a function that takes an iterable is some. So we have, okay, they are saying that a range also can be used with sum, a sum function. A sum function will get us a total of something. And if you say sum and range from 4, it will start from 0 and end with 3, right? So that's why we have 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. That's sum, which is 6. So sum can also take that. Later we'll use more function that return iterable and take iterable as a limit in chapter. So maybe we'll stop here, right? Or should we continue?
Somebody's. Well,
we'll just stop here. Okay. So we'll do 4.4 to 4.6, right? Is it 4.6 or 7?
I know
4.6. 4.456 tomorrow morning. Okay. So tomorrow morning I would have gotten, probably we'll still use FitG. I would have tried and see, probably Google about how to screen record properly with it, because I doubt this audio.
Okay, well, when you're done, just show me the video. Let me see.
Alright, no one. Alright, so that'll be all for tonight.
When I'm less busy.